Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Ain binti Muhammad Syamirul Edinin and my matrix number is UDE 2076. I will be talking about the introduction. Firstly, Keeperku program's background information. The Zoo Negara Keeperku program is accessible to all students aged 13 and above from schools, colleges and universities, but only in Malaysia. As a participant, you must be willing to assist the zoo with any relevant responsibilities allocated to you during the 8 hours day, which begins at 8 a.m. There is a small registration charge which costs 35 ringgit, but it goes toward wildlife preservation and the wildlife environmental program. In addition, they also require volunteers to assist the zookeepers at areas such as great apes, aquarium, birds, children's world, reptiles, and many more. Moving on to Keeperku program's objectives. Number 1, to increase awareness about the significance of environmental and the preservation of the earth. Number 2, to experience and learn how to care for animals and the necessity of keeping their surroundings clean. Next, to get a better understanding of zoo administration, endangered species, and conservation strategies. In addition, to have a closer look at the wild creatures and learn about their everyday activities. Last but not least, to provide compassion and love to the animals. Lastly, to increase engagement with the animals. Let's talk about the importance of Keeperku program. Being a zoo volunteer is really beneficial in so many ways. Not only is it informative in terms of animal care and natural history, but we may also gain appreciation for the hardships of maintaining and managing wildlife center. Firstly, we can help workers in Zoo Negara. In one station, there are only around 5 personnel who are responsible for caring for multiple animals from various species. For example, in Savannah Walk, they must care for zebras, giraffes, ostriches, rhinoceros, and many more animals that are undoubtedly numerous. The staff may confront several challenges in caring for the animals, including environmental concerns. Volunteers who stepped in to help them on weekends, according to them, were really useful because they were unable to perform all of the responsibilities on their own. Moreover, we can gain new knowledge and skills. We volunteers get to obtain intriguing sources of information, whether they are from keepers, biologists, botanists, or veterinarians at Zoo Negara. And since they are enthusiastic about what they do, they are often eager to share. Most of them willingly share stories about particular animals or wider research influencing life on Earth as long as you respect their time. Sometimes they would teach you tips and tricks to feed or pet the animal. Lastly, we get behind the scenes access. Zookeepers want to know that you will not only follow strictly enforced safety requirements, but that you will also respect confidentiality. For example, a new baby animal may have just been born but has not yet been revealed to the public. It's exciting to be among the first to learn about something new. Seeing animals up close or in surroundings that the general public does not generally have access to is an experience that will be treasured.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sir Hasbullah, my name is Nur Zaharina binti Muhammad Zaid, matrix number UDE 2075, and I will continue from Miss Ain on our introduction. So I will start off with the background of Zoo Negara. Zoos may be found practically in every country, and Malaya, which gained independence in 1957, needs a national zoo as well. The people of Malaya have shown a great interest in the caged animals on display at the annual exhibition of the Malayan Agricultural Association (MAHA). Mr. V. M. Hudson, later Tan Sri, MAHA committee member, was in charge of the tiny zoo set up during the show. The Malaysian Zoological Society, a non-governmental organization founded to develop Malaysia's first local zoo, manages Zoo Negara Malaysia. Zoo Negara first opened its doors on November 14, 1963 and has since grown into a well-known zoo all over the world. Zoo Negara has around 5,137 specimens from 476 different species of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. The Zoo Negara's vision is to be one of the world's top zoological parks and aquaria committed to animal and plant protection, leisure, teaching, training, and research. Whereas their mission is to offer an exceptional and dynamic ecosystem for animals and plant life, which also including high quality animal healthcare and husbandry. Next, I would talk about the background of our committee members. So we have a total of eight committee members. So first is Nur Zaharina binti Muhammad Zaid. She travelled from Shah Alam, Selangor to the Zoo Negara. Next, we have Nur Ain. She travelled from Setiawangsa, Kuala Lumpur to the Zoo Negara. And then we have Nur Aina Nazira, whom travelled from Ipoh Perak to Zoo Negara. Then we have Nur Aisyah Putri, who lived around the same area as Ain, which is Setiawangsa, Kuala Lumpur, and they travelled together to the Zoo Negara. And then we would have Nur Alia Shahira. She was from Tangkak, Johor, and she travelled to Zoo Negara. And then we have Nur Fatin Munira. She was from Kuantan, Pahang, and she came all the way to Zoo Negara for this project. Next we have Nur Hani Sufia. She was from Selangor, Shah Alam as well with Zaharina, so they travelled together to the Zoo Negara. And then lastly we have Shazhani Akila. She was from Cheras, KL, and Shazah hitched a ride with Aisha and Ain to come to Zoo Negara. Okay, so sir, as you can see on the slide, we have our Gantt chart presented. So firstly, I will start with the task of briefing on deciding project roles, which was done on the 10th of February. And then the second task, we have choosing the type of work volunteer. Alright, we were trying to decide between the Zoo Negara, cleaning up the beach, and also cleaning up the Orang Rumah Tua. So ending up between these three volunteer projects, we ending up going with the Zoo Negara, Zoo Keeperku Negara. It took us around roughly from the 11th of February to the 16th of February to decide on the type of volunteer work that we were going to do. The third task was completed on 17th and 18th, which was contacting the organization, the Zoo Negara organization, to volunteer, and that was handled by our secretary, Miss Nazira. Next task was budgeting the project, which took 3 days to complete. And then after that we have the task that is to prepare the project proposal that took us roughly around 2 weeks to be completed. Everyone worked really hard and really hard to pull up this proposal. And on the 10th of March, we presented our proposal to our supervisor, Sir Hasbullah. And lastly, on the 16th of March, we had a briefing with all our members before executing the project the next day. Thank you, sir. That is all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurhani Sufia binti Zulkifli and I am UDE 200090. So moving on, I will discuss on literature review. So firstly, we have corporate social responsibilities in university. So CSR has been defined in various ways. Simply expressed, CSR requires business to commit on enhancing and balancing environmental and social consequences without compromising their financial success. And as a result, universities are also expected to be accountable to society and its stakeholders. Social responsibility is also required to strengthen the social contract that permits organization to continue its operation. This might be the fundamental cause for university involvement in CSR and reporting today. Secondly, in terms of human and social capital, so many of these topics have been covered in the larger literature on volunteering. Day and Devlin, for example, discovered that volunteering may increase personal skills, knowledge, and future job chances. Religion, on the other hand, discovered that individuals who volunteered the most observed more advantages to their personal health in general, and that both younger and older volunteers reported similar levels of positive life satisfaction in response to their volunteering. Pilkington, Winter, and Cripps discovered that volunteering allows people for new connections and expand their social networks, while similar findings were reported by Mutri, Matten, and Moon, who found that volunteer social circles were growing, with commensurate improvement in friendship and in terms of emotional support. And this benefits to personal social capital to the others that motivate people to volunteer for extended period of time. Finally, in terms of shortage of staff at Zoo Negara, as we all know, Zoo Negara also facing devastating impacts since the implementation of Movement Control Order (MCO). And according to a Facebook group by UK Heights Communal, hundreds of animals on Zoo Negara are malnourished, and the organisation is appealing to search for volunteers that want to assist in feeding and cleaning the cage. The zoo is also currently understaffed with only 100 employees doing all the chores including feeding and cleaning. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you, sir. So my name is Nur Alia Shahira binti Subri and my matrix number is UDE 2079. So now I will continue with the activity progress for our project, which is Keeperku program Zoo Negara. On the progression of Activity 1, we had 3 meetings that have different agenda to discuss about. However, our main activity in this part is on the day of the volunteer program. In short, our meeting was held right after the live lecture with our lecturer, Sir Hasbullah, which is on 10 February from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. in order to discuss about the suitable project we can do for this assignment. All agenda in this meeting has been achieved, including the project that we choose and also the distribution of work. The next meeting was held a week after, which on 17 February in the evening to finalize all decisions made in the previous meeting, such as the confirmation of date and also the budget incurred. The next meeting was just about booking Airbnb for members that come from another state. Moving on to our main focus activity for this project, which is Keeperku Zoo Negara. The volunteering program at Zoo Negara named Keeperku Zoo Negara was held on 17 March, starting from 8 morning until 12:30 p.m. However, since we are advised to arrive before 8 morning, our group planned to leave by 6:30 a.m. from our stay 1 hour earlier, even though the distance was not far, just 50 kilometers. However, we need to avoid any problem occur such as traffic jams. We had rent a car, so it has no problem with the transportation. The activity started at 8:30 a.m. and finished by 12:30 p.m. and we are divided into several groups for different activity. So the group will participate in tasks such as feeding the animals and also cleaning the cage and aquarium. Not just that, we also had permission and chance to touch and see the animals directly after feed and prepare the foods for them. We are very honored for the opportunities given by the organizer. So the total hour for this program only 4 hours since it's a half day activity. Therefore, after the program ended, the organizer granted us a free pass to visit any of the animals at Zoo Negara until 5:30 p.m., including the panda place. So overall, the program went as planned and no one was hurt and injured. So in order to implement what we have learned during volunteering program at Zoo Negara, our group has come to decision which we come out an idea to feed the stray cat in our house area. So for that part, I will pass to Miss Nazira. That's all from me. Thank you.
you, sir. My name is Nur Aina Nazira binti Muhammad Suhaimi and my matrix number is UDE 2077. And I will present about activity 2. So stray cat leads tough life, so it's natural to want to provide food whenever you see them. However, cats will keep coming back once you feed them, which can annoy neighborhoods or make stray feeding illegal in some areas. Feeding stray cats also enables them to live a slightly more comfortable life. However, doing so will increase the local stray population, leading to other starving strays. Their hunting instincts will reduce the local wildlife populations. Also, strays often carry diseases which can be harmful to household pets and humans. Our group has implemented this activity to enhance our moral value after volunteering in Zoo Negara. Each and every one of us bought 2 packs of cat's food to feed stray cats in our house area. The activity starts at 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. About these 9 hours, we managed to finish 2 packs of cat's food by implementing in each neighborhood area. The total estimation of stray cats is 70. Next, we move on to dangers of feeding stray cat. First, it can increase population. Next, it will carry diseases and also bother the neighborhood area. Besides that, alternate to feeding stray cats, animal shelters are a tremendous force against the growth of stray populations. They keep cats sheltered, fed, and off the streets. So, I think you can contact your local animal shelter to see how you can help. This may include helping strays to be rehomed, assisting in TNR, and caring for strays that the group is presently keeping for. I think that's all for my part. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Shazaf from DE 200124 and I will present the limitation. So the limitation of our group assignment are participants who were no longer active with the Keeperku program were not contacted. These past volunteers may be able to give some insight on why they left and what might entice them to help again. Second limitation are volunteers were not allowed to choose an area that interests them the most. Instead, zoo employees have set up place for the volunteers until the time limit is reached. In recapitulate, we cannot enter the zones that are not ours. The third limitation is that for those who want to volunteer for this program must pay for RM35 ringgit each person. One disadvantage of volunteering is that you will not get compensated. In such a circumstance, volunteering can lead to significant financial troubles. Therefore, search for volunteering activities that at the very least give you with sleeping accommodation and board so that you don't have to pay too much out of your own money during this time. Another limitation of volunteering at Keeperku program are time commitment. Volunteering may be time consuming depending on the sort of service you conduct. You may begin with one core bread before you know it. You have committed to take one more responsibilities in the name of giving back. If you already have a busy calendar, seek for volunteer option that just demand a few hours of your time each month to avoid being overburdened. However, volunteering in general helps people to reconnect with their natural surrounding while also participating in a meaningful activities that is enjoyable on several levels. The growing epidemic has prompted many people all around the world to volunteer with animals. Here are 4 reasons why Keeperku program at Zoo Negara is beneficial to us. Firstly, volunteering with animals may be therapeutic. If you have had any past contacts with animals, you are definitely aware of how relaxing they can be. According to psychologist Dr. Leslie Baker Phelps, spending time with animals may be both physically and mentally relaxing. Second, volunteering with animals increases our passion. Every animal, like every human, has an own personality. As a consequence, animal volunteering will teach you how to attend to each creature based on their own nature. To give best assistance and instruction for the animals, you may need to utilize alternative praise for gesture. This can help us develop passion, which will be important not just with animals but also with the people around. The Third, community building. Animal welfare organizations bring together people who share the same concern and enthusiasm. As a quirky field in and of itself, this is not common area of pastime choice for people. As a result, even the most little assistance can have a ripple effect on multiple lives. Improved relationship and increased awareness are two of the most significant consequences. Volunteering relationship and interaction provide us with the opportunity to work with individuals who share our enthusiasm, and last but not least, may rediscover nature and the surroundings. Adapting to new standards as a result of the epidemic has been mentally taxing for people of all backgrounds. Consequently, being around animals helps us feel more at ease with our current position. For example, many individuals have begun to provide possibilities such as horseback riding for special needs children and adults, which may help to feel at one with nature. So that's all for the limitation. Thank you, sir.
Sir, my name is Nofatimra binti Adu Alim, UDE 20086. I will present you recommendation how to improve better social responsibility program in future. So, our team would like to make a few suggestions to help improve our future social responsibility event overall success. First thing first, we will enhance our project management and quality more better. Before beginning working on a project, we will make sure we have considered every conceivable component and resources. And successful project plan begin with a list of questions that must be asked at the outset of any project, which this question will help our team identify clear and measurable project goals. Next, we will identify the project team members and ensure that everyone in our team understands every specific project rules. There will be set up procedure that allow team members to report our progress and top management to see how the project is progressing. Next, we will improve to keep in touch with each team member more frequently. It is beneficial to communicate and connect with our entire team on a regular basis, even every day. We might use a project management program that includes a collaboration tool and or a communication app such as Google Meet or WhatsApp call for general meeting or emergency meeting. Other than that, discuss project lesson learned in the middle will improve our next social responsibility program. Rather than waiting until the finish of the project, lead 2 or 3 brief lesson learned along the way. We will find out what's working and what isn't, and assist team members in making necessary change. Furthermore, as we provide upper management with our progress update, if there are any correction that upper management take, it will increase our continuing project quality, which improve better plans. Next is a good leader should assist with task prioritization for each team member. Each person in group should prioritize the responsibility of each teammate, like help each other in team by find out some solution in some difficult tasks. Finding out where our team members are confused about their job is critical to their productivity. Sitting down with each team member for a few minutes with a chart of the entire project can help our team have a greater energy and focus and demonstrate how our each task fit into the overall plan. Lastly, we will improve our net social responsibility program by keep our head in the game, which is always keep the project big vision and goal in mind. The leader in the group will ask each team member how their work contribute to the overall goal on a regular basis and create an objective clear for tracking progress toward the goal so that everyone may assess their individual contribution. So, to summarize, by beginning, make sure that everyone on the team understands the project aim, has access to open communication in channel, and is aware of the task prioritization. These simply easy but critical measures are required for future responsibility project to be effective.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you, sir. My name is Nur Aisyah Putri binti Surahman, matrix number UDE 2007-8. So I will give a conclusion for our presentation today. So after we finish this corporate social responsibility program, we have achieved our objectives of this program, which are to cultivate the nature of maintaining cleanliness in students, cultivate the nature of affection and compassion for animals, and to create awareness to the students that jobs like zookeeper are not easy. After this program, we realized that it is not easy to be a zookeeper. They need to feed the animals, clean their cage, and take a good care of the animals' health. The cleanliness of the cage also affects the animal's mental health and physical health. Just like us as humans, we like to see our place and home clean, or we will feel depressed and unsettled. There are so many things that we learn during this program. For example, we learned that it is not easy to organize a program together with an organization. We need to make sure that the date that we choose is available. We need to keep in touch with the person in charge of the program, and we need to follow the rules that have been set up for the program. We also learned to respect each other's boundaries and decisions when we were planning this program, because not all of us are free at the same time, and there are certain circumstances that we need to overcome in order to run this program. Since this is our first meeting each other face to face, we are very excited and happy to meet each other, because we have never met each other face to face since our first semester due to COVID-19 Movement Control Order (MCO). So finally, we hope in the future the Keeperku program will have improvements to attract more people to do the volunteer job and help the zoo to take care of the animals. After we gave the food to the stray cats, we realized that there are many people out there who are willing to share their foods with the cats, but there are also people who dislike the cat just because they are a stray cat and dirty. We hope in the future there are many people, there are more and many people who are aware about this situation and will help the stray cats or dogs to survive, because they have no specific owner who will take a good care of them like pet cats. That's all from our group. Thank you, sir.